Welcome back inside the Switzer Center. It's signing day 2012 here at Soonersports.com. I'm Chris Plank. The guy next to me needs no introduction. He, of course, has been a part of the Sooner family for many years. Success out at Arizona and now returning to Norman. Welcome back, Coach Mike Stoops. How are you, buddy?
Doing great. It's good to be back and excited about, getting started.
What has this process been like for you? Because there's been no bones made about it. It's understood. You had a lot of offers, a lot of opportunities, Coach. What brought you back to Norman?
Well, obviously the comfort level of being here before, knowing what Oklahoma brings to the table is very exciting for me. Having an opportunity to win at the very highest level is something that's very exciting. And then being able to do it with your brother certainly, adds to that. Me and Bob have had a great working relationship here and when I was at Arizona. So this just felt good for me to come back and be with some great people.
There was a natural relationship, too, between the OU and the Arizona staffs because both spent a lot of time with each other, didn't they?
Well, we're familiar with each other's philosophy on defense, and that really was exciting for me. We're not going to change a whole bunch of things. We may try to simplify some things and try to, build off of what they've done here. And like I say, I think it's going to be an easy transition for the players and coaches.
Remember, you guys can ask questions at OU_football. Of course, we'll pass them along to Mike Stoops, and you'll have an opportunity to win tickets to the spring game. And coming up here in just a bit, Coach is going to run through the defensive signees, and we'll give you an idea of what this class looks like from the new defensive coordinator's perspective. Tell me about Tim Kish. What a great guy, right?
Well, Tim is a fabulous coach. He's a guy that spent 8 years with me. And that, that makes the transition even easier.
Right.
And that's what's really exciting for me is that Tim is a great person, a great coach, and a great recruiter, and has great rapport with his players. Him and Brent, the similarities are quite similar, and Tim is going to do a great job for us.
Talk to me about the challenges for you, Mike, getting in here late. I mean, did that make it difficult on the recruiting trail?
It was a little difficult trying to understand the dynamics of everything. That makes it hard because recruiting, there's a lot that goes into, the recruitment of a player over a year. And that was understanding all the dynamics of family, how Oklahoma has recruited this particular player. So there was a lot. It was a hectic 3 weeks for me personally.
I can imagine. And then, of course, getting all the family here and everything that goes along with it, it can be pretty much nonstop. So let's take some time to look at some of these recruits, some of the guys that will be coming into the University of Oklahoma, including a guy that's already on campus in Cass Everett, correct?
Cass is a great player, a guy that we knew a lot about, in junior college. But a very good athlete, likes to hit, very physical player, and has great change of direction. Love the way he moves his hips and breaks on the football. So, again, he's a very talented player. We wanted to, keep building our cornerback position, and certainly he'll give us some immediate help.
Physical guy. Mentioned didn't always have the size, but definitely has the physical ability. Chaz Nelson, tell me about him as a JUCO defensive end, Coach.
Well, very explosive player coming off the edge. A guy that I believe was in all, the most valuable player and is at the Jayhawk conference. But, again, we want to continue to we lost two great defensive ends in Alexander and
Ronell.
In Ronell. So we have a pretty big hole to fill there, and we feel like this guy, as a junior college player, gives us a chance to fill that void.
What is it about Garden City Community College that you guys have had so much success getting kids out of there? It's something else, isn't it?
Well, it's one of the best junior colleges in that particular conference.
Here's Jordan Wade, big defensive tackle. If I'm not mistaken, the only defensive tackle that's considered part of this recruiting class, Coach, an all-around solid athlete, and does a great job right here of being physical. Will that physicality translate to the Big 12?
Well, again, I think everything on the defense starts up front. And to be a premier team and an elite team, you have to be good on the defensive line. And, he gives us another dominant player up front.
See him pushing his way inside. Watch him chase it down from behind, too. This big Zach Sanchez. That's one of the big defensive linemen, a big defensive tackle. Here is a cornerback that I know you like a lot, Coach. Zach Sanchez made his commitment known official just the other day.
Well, this guy is a great athlete, can do a lot of different things. I love his attitude as a person. His ability to compete is extraordinary, and to see how many things he can do, as a player, makes him a very intriguing prospect.
Did you change the philosophy of the type of secondary guys you were looking for, Coach, when you came in?
Well, I think everyone has changed their philosophy a little bit, just because the field is so much wider now because of all these spread formations.
Michael Inoha, of course, is a guy that we've been watching all morning long. Very solid defensive end, and again, another late ad for the University of Oklahoma.
Michael got to watch him a couple weeks ago. I'm having
you're getting the echo in the
with
headset. Just let you know. Apologize.
I apologize to our fans. This is making me a little crazy, but Michael is a terrific athlete.
Yeah. And a good all-around player, too. We've been talking about it pretty much all morning long. Edmond Santa Fe, one of the local prospects. Was this a guy that maybe, Coach, as the prospect and in the process went along, that really stood out to you?
Well, I think he has probably the biggest upside of any player that we have on the defensive side.
Here's Charles Tapper, big defensive end out of Baltimore, Maryland. All we've heard all day long about him, Coach, is athlete, all-around great athlete.
Well, he's another guy that very good basketball player, very athletic, and that's the kind of guy you need on the edge in this league.
Charles Tapper out of Baltimore, Maryland. It was interesting, Coach Patton was talking about, Coach Bobby Jack Wright was talking about whenever he went to recruit Tapper, his mom was someone that everyone in the whole gym knew. she was the most popular person, and so to see a player like this coming in, Coach, he's going to be at least have the opportunity to be a difference maker.
Well, you want kids that have personality, and certainly Charles does.
Gary Simon, this is a letter of intent that came in. You liked him too, didn't you?
This guy's a great athlete, very explosive player, 40-inch vertical jump.
Wow.
And that tells you, what a great athlete is and how explosive he is. I think this kid has a chance to be pretty special.
Named the Florida Athletic Coaches Association District 14 MVP. Also, in addition to 7 interceptions, over 300 yards receiving. But we project him, obviously,
big corner, 6'1", very explosive.
You see that speed right there running away.
He's a tremendous, just because of his size.
Big guy, big body, big get, and you'll see a lot of big plays made by Gary Simon because he is one of those players that can do a little bit of everything. Just to kind of give you a little bit of an update on Gary Simon, Coach, he was a guy that, some had talked about as potentially looking at other schools, but we end up with him with that speed.
He's a guy that we started recruiting 3 weeks ago, and I think he has a chance to be a difference maker.
Absolutely. All right, we'll let Coach Stoops go, but before, of course, we've been asking questions off Twitter all day long at OU_football, and this pertains to Gary Simon. Bradley Presley, congratulations. You won a pair of tickets to the spring game, courtesy of the OUIT store. And here we go. Gary Simon is considered by some as a hidden gem. Coach Stoops, what stands out about Gary Simon to you, and how will he be utilized on defense?
Well, I was recruiting him for about one day. I walked into the gym at Gibbs High School, and I was there for 5 minutes. He got a breakaway, went up for a tomahawk dunk, and I just was like,
That's
this
my
is
guy.
Over.
Hey,
so it was one of the best. It was like one of those dunks we saw the other night.
Blake Griffin dunk.
I mean, with a 40-inch vertical jump, that's just explosive player.
And we had James Patton talking about tight ends potentially moving the offensive line or seeing if that's possible. Sooner fans remember when you came in 1999, that was one of the things that you did. Took some wide receivers and made them defensive backs, and defensive backs went to wide receiver to help the depth at that position. Do you foresee any positional changes once we get these guys in camp?
Well, I think you're always looking at helping players to elongate their careers. If they're not as productive at a position, moving them and seeing where they could be more productive, play longer. And that will always be a philosophy for us.
Amen. Coach Stoops, thanks so much. We appreciate you. Welcome back. Mike Stoops, defensive coordinator at the University of Oklahoma, joining us here on our signing day press conference. Don't forget, at OU_football or on our OU Facebook page, ask questions, and the OUIT store is hooking you up with tickets to the spring game. Stick around. More coaches and players to come here at Soonersports.com.